Alright. Winners match time, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a PVT, that rarest of matchups, given how many Gosu Zergs there are in the foreign scene. But yes, we're going to have Lancer X versus Busy on match point, followed by Arc Neon versus Whistler. So a TVP and then a TVZ. You see, this is why this group is so good. Great racial balance, getting all the different matchups. It's amazing. It's amazing. And of course, I'm really hoping that Busy does make it through because we are sorely lacking in Terran players, even more so than we're lacking Protoss. And Busy's a very strong Terran, so rooting for him. But I quite like Lancer X as well. I'm actually quite excited to see him do well in a tournament situation. So yeah, cheering for both these guys and going into the game. Alright, here we go at the bottom left. As the brown Terran, we have Busy Pain. At the top right is the orange Protoss. We have a Lancer X here on match point. Now, match point, generally a decent map for Terran. But of course, you know, since there's no ramps anywhere, it's all flat ground and stuff. And given how easy it is to like proxy stuff and drop in the main, a lot of crazy stuff can happen on this map. So we'll see what happens with Busy. Now Busy, I believe, did win his qualifier on the back of a TVP. Is that right, in the finals? Did he play some Protoss? I actually can't remember. I'm gonna go quickly check Wikipedia. It's a handy dandy page on the TLS, and it says that Busy. Yeah, he beat Wands. Okay, he beat Wands. And actually, oh man, I can't believe I forgot. Because one of those, actually, in that game on match point that he played against Wands, Wands actually went for Corsairs with D-Web. He went for Sargoon and almost killed Busy, actually. But Busy, just with some really solid Vulture harass, managed to pull it back. So, this is a pretty crazy game. Anyway, let us see what Busy does. Oh. Wait, what? Alright, looks like he thought about making a barracks and then changed his mind. It's like, nah, I don't really need a barracks. Okay, so instead of building the barracks on... Well, it looks like he built it on 11 anyway. But instead of building the barracks as soon as he had 150 minerals, he like decided instead to build the barracks and the refinery at the same time. Which I don't know exactly what this means. I'm sure it means something. It's weird. I hope some intelligent Terran will tell me what this means. Skyline's in the chat, right? Skyline, surely you know what this means. Please, enlighten us. Anyway. So, looks like Pro Guy is going to come in here, poke around. And it's not going to do too much. And in the meantime, looks like SCV Guy is going to go to top right. Fabian Sue says he might have been checking to see if a gas steel probe was coming in. That seems pretty intelligent. That seems legit. Seems legit. That makes sense. And he's doing the good old anti-zealous city here. He's also got the factory right next to it. Everything right by the mineral line. Really liking this building placement. Yeah, this map has a lot of potential for cheesiness, but he's now in the main base of Lancer, so he sees nothing crazy going on. Although again, he didn't actually even check inside his main base for proxies. Just kind of poked up here randomly at the beginning. So what kind of opening is this going to be? Is it just going to be an FD? It looks like it will. Two guys pulled off gas. We're just going to see a siege tank, some marines, and some vultures with mines to push Lancer X back. Lancer X, meanwhile, looks like he's doing a 1-gate expand. Unfortunately for him, that's going to get scouted by this SCV. I mean, in theory, there could be some random proxy somewhere, but basically just seeing the 1-gate like this, as well as the core spinning, almost certainly means it's a 1 gate expand, and there we can see. So I hope that, oh, but see, Busy, he's built a bunker already. I think that means, yeah, man, Busy, I think he did this as well in the qualifiers. Seems to like going for the Vulture first as well as building a bunker, so instead of doing a normal FD, in fact, I think he did this exact thing against Wands on this map. He basically just didn't build tanks. He just only made Vultures with mines, relied on the bunker to defend himself, and then just like did some crazy harassment. Let's see what he actually gets here. Is he just going to build a second Vulture, or is he going to build a tank? He might just make a tank to make me look stupid. No, he's building a Vulture. Yes, yes, excellent, good. All right, whew. Glad I got that one correctly. I was going on a limb with that one because that's pretty unusual to see. But look at this, Busy going straight for the Vultures here, not going siege tanks at all, doing a very unusual. This isn't even an FD anymore. I mean, it's like it's a factory expand, but that's about it. You know, he doesn't make the initial siege tank. He immediately makes the bunker and then goes for Vultures. He really likes that Vulture harass. We can see the first Vulture's going in here. How many kills will it get? It looks like 1 kill so far. It doesn't have mines yet, so it can't really do that much. But it looks like 2 kills already, making it worth its weight in minerals. And 3 kills as well. Is he gonna get a 4th? I doubt it. 1 shot left before it's killed. Boom. Notice this barracks placement, by the way. It looks a little bit strange, but it's basically designed to help block a run-by here, but also it's slightly further back, or rather it's in line with the bunker. You don't actually want it in front of the bunker because then the goons can actually range it down, so having it slightly, you know, behind or level and to the side is actually a good placement. Anyway, so, you know, nice 3-kill Vulture there, but otherwise the Protoss expansion was pretty quick. The Lancer's still in decent position, and looks like now Busy's got a bunch of mines at the front, so now he feels fairly safe, at least for the time being, and is going to go move out with the next 2 Vultures here. And look at this, also adding on a starport. Busy playing the exact same style he played against Wands on this map, ultra harassment style, just mass Vultures doing drops, doing runarounds, really just going to give the Protoss a good workout here, just to try and catch all these Vultures. And I love this kind of style. This is oh, someone's saying the stream lagging. Is the stream lagging? I hope it's not. But it's not too much. There might be like some tearing in the video because my bitrate is quite low. It's quite sad. It's actually really frustrating because because I live in London, right? So, you know, you'd think that I could get fiber optic internet, but I looked up all the exchanges that have it connected, and basically like there's like 5 exchanges in a 2-mile radius circle around me that all have fiber optic enabled, and the one exchange that doesn't is the one I'm connected to. I was like so mad. I called up the ISP. I was like, dude, what the fuck? Just like put me on one of the other exchanges, man. Give me internets. But they couldn't do it, and I was very sad. Anyway, what's going on here? Uh-oh. Vulture is going to be dropped in here. Oh my god, this is awesome. Look at this. Lancerex has built spotting pylons on the outside of the base here, so he's going to see it coming. This is really cool. This is actually awesome. Lancerex, by the way, is also getting a 3rd. This is actually really cool. So he knows what's going on. He's bringing his Dragoons back, excuse me. But this could still do a lot of damage, though. He could still do some damage. He's going to start mining up the gateways. But he sees the Dragoons coming back, so he's going to move northwards. And gonna try and get some more kills, but oh, these goons gotta be careful. Ah! Oh, it didn't hit. Nice. These goons should just wait for an obs though. Like really need to wait for an obs. But oh man, look at this! Look at this Lancerex. He's defending the main, but he's not defending the natural. He didn't pay attention, and that mine could not do anything. It could just like not do anything, but you know, it could have been good. So, looks like, whoa, we got a fast vessel and armory. I think he's gonna make like a Goliath and shoot down obs, as well as, you know, obviously get some upgrades. And this is really crazy. Look at this. He's still on just two factories, going for some, you know, ultra harass, ultra techie route. But you know, he's done some damage. But you know, the Protoss is on 3 bases, and I don't know if that's been enough damage so far, to be honest. Although it looks like Lancerex hasn't put 3 guys back on gas here. But yeah, basically this kind of style, as long as the Protoss plays defensively and just has goons in all his bases and just doesn't, you know, lose a million probes, he can kind of just win by defending, which sounds a little bit weird, but you know, this is just like an ultra aggressive style from Busy, which is really fun to watch, but also kind of risky, as you can see. So, oh, looks like a couple of Marines actually going to try and take us down. Oh, look at that, it's so cute, so cute. And I hope Lancer actually figures this out soon. Okay, looks like he has figured it out. Oh, we put one extra. Alright, well, one extra is better than one too few, I think. So that's good. In the meantime, so we're gonna have some tank drops. I'm a little bit surprised Lancer doesn't have like an Obs checking the third base of the Protoss. Maybe just had to keep all his Obs at home to defend or something. But he's now sending out an Obs to go check what's going on. Meanwhile, going up to 8 gateways, and as well as getting his speed. So he's macroing up, all fine and dandy. And Busy, meanwhile, also adding on his additional factories, going up to 5 factories. Getting an additional vessel here. Getting some really quick vessels here. You know, I mean, you know, Lancer X isn't anywhere near Arbiters. He's not even, doesn't even have Templar tech. So, so I guess these will just be, I mean, partly to snipe Obs and, you know, I guess for Defense Matrix as well. Seems a little bit curious to me, but I remember somebody mentioned that in the chat when I was casting the qualifier game that where he did this style. So, that's very interesting. Man, for a second there, I could have sworn this dropship did like the medevac speed boost thing, which obviously makes no sense because it doesn't have it. But it looked like when it turned there, it sped up somehow. I think it's going crazy. Anyway, looks like gonna do some nice harassment here, but Probe is pulled away in time, I think. It's not going to be catastrophic. Oh, he might get a dropship? No. And we have a cannon in the back as well, so that's going to help a lot. Oh, look at Busy being cute. Oh, isn't that so adorable? Busy's boxer. Aww, no. Anyway, Busy is running out of gas and not making a command center. Is he not going to take a third yet? He's got a good amount of units now. He can move out and take a third. Looks like he's going for it. I mean, harassment's all well and good, but you very rarely will win a game purely on harassment. Eventually, you have to go attack him with a big army. And, you know, usually you also have to eventually take a third. Well, not necessarily. And Busy is, in fact, going for some serious two-base aggression here. Although also going to send an SCV to maybe take the mineral only. At the same time, very good. Expand while attacking, I like it. And here we go, scan on the high ground. Of course, it's going to come down to this. Busy, or rather, Lancer X is going to try and get an engagement where he can attack downhill into the Terran. And obviously, Busy doesn't want that. But of course, Busy can also move along the middle path here and actually just siege from the outside. He doesn't even need to push up the narrow ramp. This is a really nice position for the Terran to take and just siege. You can actually siege down the Nexus from outside the main, which is really annoying. Meanwhile, the fast vessels are preventing the Obs from actually giving Lancer the information that he wants, which is when are the tanks on siege. Obviously, you want to engage in TVP, or sorry, in PVT, when the siege tanks are in unsiege mode, and obviously also maybe when there's not that many mines in good positions as well. So random dropship does get picked off here. But unfortunately, without any Obs there's no way for him to actually see that. And there we go, there's a siege up outside the natural I was talking about. Oh man, the probes are not running! Lancer X is not pulling his probes, but it looks like it's okay. The tanks were not quite in range or something. And there's the D-Matrix I was talking about. That's what the fast vessels are for. The double D-Matrix. And this is really awkward for Lancer X. He can't figure out a good way to actually engage this. Meanwhile, some Vultures even sneaking onto the high ground. Although now that the tanks are right up against the edge, he can actually move some goons here and maybe take them down. Although, look at this, Lancer X just really struggling with the army positioning and the army control. Cannot quite figure out where is a good an engagement angle that he can actually use. And now he's pulled everything back to the natural, but that means he's going to have to run down this narrow ramp into all these tanks. That's not going to work either. He's trying to run individual zealots down to draw the, or to trigger the mines, but it's not really working. Or rather, it is working, but it's not fast enough here. Now he's got all the Terran tanks sieged up on the low ground, and his army's here, and there's no way for him to attack down here. I think he really should have gone the other way and gone here. I mean, even though there's all these mines in position, attacking into a minefield with a big arc is, I think, still better than attacking through this kind of narrow ramp. In the meantime, at least, even though he's going to lose his natural, he does at least have this bottom right main. Or I guess it's not a main, because it's a two-player map, but it is the bottom right gas base. is going to be quite helpful. But Busy, meanwhile, is going to probably expand again to the top left. We did see him expand pretty aggressively as well against Wands here. He's going to using this the fact that he's got this forward position. Meanwhile, some Vultures looks like going to mine up the alternate attack routes just to prevent any kind of counterattack from the Prowls. Oh, nice Zealot bombs though, and there's a DD bomb as well, interestingly enough. And oh man, if you can get a good Mind Drag off, ooh, not quite perfect, but very good anyway. He got something like 4 or 5 tanks with just that one one shuttle full of units. So very efficient there for Lancer, and it's actually enough to scare Busy into pulling back here. Busy's at 137 supply against the 160 supply, so Lancer still with a 20 supply lead, and he's got the bottom right base, as I said, just now retaking his natural, so it's still 3 base to 3 base. Although Lancer X is the one with the fresh base. Does he have Arbiter Tech yet though? Look at this, he's got his Archives, but still no Stargate, still no sign of Arbiter Tech. Hopefully he's going to get some Templars with Storms at least. I don't see him researching Storm, but he's getting Templars, so maybe he's done it already. But here we go, looks like an engagement in the middle of the map. The shuttle with Zealots is not doing anything. He's got two shuttles with Zealots, and actually he's going to be able to drop them all over the tanks here. It looks like Lancer X is pushing Busy back with a tank with a D-Matrix tanking so many shots, but it looks like Lancer X crushes through Busy's army here. Although with a few more mines there, he's going to pull the goons back, he's going to let the Zealots do the dirty work, and boom! Cleaning up the siege tanks. Busy plummeting to 100 supply. Lancer X up at 140 still, but it looks like Busy with the reinforcements may be able to push the rest of the units back. There's no more Zealots to tank shots for the goons, so Lancer X cannot continue. And while all this has been going on, Busy has been taking his 4th base at the top left while Lancer retakes his natural. So even when Lancer can start mining from his natural again, they will both be on 4 bases, which is bad for the Protoss. Protoss needs to be a base ahead. He cannot allow Busy to keep this expansion, or if he does, he has to at least take another one of his own. But we can see the 12 o'clock is blocked. The 6 o'clock looks like he's got a random SCV there as well. Busy floating a little bit high on the minerals. He's spending all his gas nicely, but maybe he could use a couple more factories to just spam out those Vultures. Of course, since this is a mineral-only base rather than a gas base, maybe he's not used to that. You know, generally maps nowadays like Fighting Spirit have the 3rd gas there instead. So you can see his minerals getting a little bit high. Lancer X, meanwhile, spending his money a little bit better. He does have a lot of gateways here. Was that 9 gateways? Stargate! Yeah, finally a Stargate. Busy actually luckily scanning and seeing exactly that timing. He might have simply been checking for some kind of, random carrier switch or something like that. And just got lucky seeing exactly that one Stargate being planted, indicating that that's just now going to be some Arbiters coming out. So Busy's probably feeling pretty happy about that, because recalls on this map are actually pretty devastating as well, because it's so easy to recall into the main. You can fly out down here, and you can see there's basically nothing stopping it, and it's very annoying for the Terran to bring his whole army back through all these narrow little choke points and try and redefend his main base. So yeah, Busy's probably quite happy that the Arbiter Tech is so delayed. We'll have to see how good the Storms are as well for Lancer X. He already did a nice double shuttle Zealot drop move, but yeah, I might want to start loading up some high Templars into the shuttle as well. The 4 bases are now up and running for Busy. Lancer X looks like he's poking around at the 6 o'clock. I don't know if this was necessarily to take a base. I think he just wanted to do some spotting here or something. Although looks like he's got a pylon at the 12 as well that got denied. Or is that just a spotting pylon as well? I'm not really sure. Anyway, Lancer X is now maxed. So 2-0 upgrades against 2-0. So Lancer X really should start thinking about doing something. Sitting around with a max army isn't good. Yep, as I said, he's going to load up the Templars instead of the Zealots and the dropship. Shuttle, excuse me. And, ooh, I like this little mini wall off here at the 12. Or sorry, the top left. Gonna keep Busy nice and protected there. But yeah, maxed out, man. You gotta do something. Looks like, oh, he is actually gonna expand to the 6 o'clock. So normally, you would, or the Protoss would take the 12. That's the slightly closer base, slightly easier to defend. But on the other hand, if you look at the army positioning here, Busy's army is actually positioned right here on this high ground pod, which is actually closer to the 12. So even though technically this 6 o'clock base is further away from the Protoss' base, just because of the army positioning, it's not necessarily the worst base to take, although in this case it is going to get denied by those Vultures. I'm not actually even sure if he cancelled it. But it looks like he's preparing to go for a big attack here. He's bringing in some reinforcements. Oh, he might go for a big Zealot flank from the side. Normally this is a risky move because he will be attacking onto a high ground position, but if this Zealot flank gets off, it could be very, very effective. Actually, it looks like they're getting a little bit lost though. They're actually going towards the top left base. Oh, maybe that was the intention all along, but that's not going to work though with the nice depot wall and mines in the way. And actually he's moving down to attack into the natural here. A very interesting attack angle, but it could be very good because Busy doesn't expect it at all. He's pulling his units back though, and I think he'll be able to get back in time to stop this. That's the problem. Even though he was out of position, it doesn't really matter because this position is just so hard to attack into with this narrow ramp. And with these Templars in the shuttle instead of Zealots, you can't really drop them here either, as you can see. Although, it looks like they actually got the storms off anyway, which is a bit surprising to me. But this is just not working, as you can see. However, it looks like the Zealots, despite what I thought, have broken through at the top left. So that attack has pulled all the units down towards Busy's natural, and these Zealots are doing some work here at the top left, although it looks like some reinforcements will be able to clear them off before they do too much damage. Although, wow, 7 kills already on that one Zealot, 3 kills on this guy, a double depot wall going off, even though that's clearly not Zealot tight. These mines, by the way, keep freaking me out. Keep thinking they're a drop, but it looks like they're not, and it looks like finally some Arbiters are on the way. It looks like the 6 o'clock gets cleaned up by some Zealots. So Lancer X in a decent position, but it's still anyone's game because Busy did hold on to the base, even though he lost some SCVs, he lost some units. He still has the base. He's at 140 supply now against 182. Significant supply advantage for Lancer X, but he just can't quite actually kill one of these bases, and he hasn't been able to kill, or rather establish a base of his own because of these Vultures. But it looks like some Vultures randomly running past the probes. He's not paying attention. He just walks right past them. But Lancer X does have... Oh no! What just happened there? Oh my god! Blue goo all over the place. That went badly. Meanwhile though, a counterattack at the bottom right base. Both players going crazy on each other's bases. There's so much going on in all of these games. I don't think Lancer X can continue here though. Despite this 40 supply advantage just now, he only has 150 flying supply against 149. He's basically even supply now with Busy. Gonna try and do some fancy Zealot bombs, but not even getting a single kill there. So Busy just holding on tenaciously, not panicking, just, you know, keeping those bases alive, is actually pulling this back into his favor. The supplies are basically dead even now, and this harassment has caused Lancer X to actually fall behind economically. So Lancer X is now the one that's leading in a little bit of trouble here, even though he's in a decent position just like a few seconds ago, although he is now double expanding to the 12 o'clock and the 6 o'clock. You know, he's mined out his main, is almost mined out his natural, is almost mined out his mineral only, so he'll be down to the bottom right base as well as these two bases if they survive, which is not that likely, although Busy obviously mined out his main, his natural as well. Looks like his mineral only has a few more minerals because he took it so late, but yeah, this is, you know, they're both doing okay right now, but if neither player can make much headway in the next, you know, 3-4 minutes or so maybe, they're going to start running very low on resources. Could be very, very interesting. It's always interesting to see, you know, those games that, you know, they start off, you know, kind of standard. In the mid game, you see big engagements everywhere with, you know, both players having a lot of bases, a lot of money, and in the late game, it sort of kind of goes back to the early game style where both players, you know, kind of have one mining base left. They have to really be cost efficient, and it kind of reverts back into the early game type, you know, more micro engagements than, you know, giant armies doing battle all over the place. Anyway, I don't know why these goons are over here. A couple of random goons just suiciding themselves. And Lancer X's army seems a little bit scattered, but he finally has some Arbiter tech here, so that could do him wonders. Although Busy, of course, already has the vessels, although actually neither of these vessels quite has enough energy just yet. This vessel actually only has 1 HP as well. I don't know how that happened, but barely survived there. And looks like the 6 o'clock base is going up here. A bit mattered on his own gas, it looks like, but that's not the end of the world. And oh, EMP! Oh! Gets the storm off on the vessel. Obviously, that doesn't really do that much, but I guess it's better than nothing. And here we go. Oh, the tanks are on siege. There's no mines in position. This is the perfect time to attack. He's moving in. Does he have enough stuff, though? Lancer X. He doesn't seem to have a big army. Where are the storms? He's not storming. There's a stasis on the back. He's doing storm drops, but he's not storming at all. Oh my god. He had like 7 Eye Templar, and not a single storm landed. He did not use a single psionic storm. I don't understand what he was doing there. Why did he not storm even once? He had the position. The tanks were on siege. There were no mines, but somehow he just didn't do anything. Oh man, Lancer X. I mean, he skipped Arbiters entirely. He delayed Arbiters for like an hour, and just was relying on Mass Zealot Goon Templar, but what happened, dude? What happened? Oh, man. Alright, well now he's facing a giant Terran army. I wonder if he has too many probes, by the way, because his army looks really small considering his supply. Like, they're at even supply, but Busy seems to have just way more units. Although, again, a favorable engagement, a big Mind Drag as well, and is Lancer with the reinforcements gonna take the second engagement? It looks like maybe no. There's a bunch of tanks in the back. I didn't see them. Alright, JK, quick, make some DTs. The vessels are dead. DTs, Dark Templar. Good old triple upgrades going on. Love them triple upgrades. It looks like a randomly rallied Robo here. And welp. It looks like this minute only. Oh man, the upgrade's gonna get taken down. Oh, that's such a pain in the butt. That is a pain in the butt. Meanwhile, wait, how is that dying? Oh, there's the tanks. I was gonna say, I think the tanks can actually siege it from this side. They can't get the Nexus, but they can get the cannons. Meanwhile, it looks like counterattack going on for Lancer X. Lancer X now in serious trouble. Because his only mining base is this bottom right base, and he's about to lose it. So once that goes down, he's not gonna be mining. And he doesn't have that much bank either. So this is looking very, very dire for the Russian Protoss hero. It's not good. This is not good. What's he gonna do? He's basically got no mining now. He's got no income. He's got 1,000 minerals. He's gonna take the 12 o'clock instead. But GG from Lancer X. And Busy advances to the round of 16, 2-0 from his group. Congratulations to Busy. The Lancer X is not out yet. He will go on to play in the final match against whoever wins our next match, which is going to be the losers match between Whistler and Arc Neon. It's going to be a ZVP on match point coming up next.